All right, today I am going to do Hovsep Pushman, one of those paintings I could look at all day. And I'm going to probably just change. I don't think the orientation is perfect, but I'm going to get the composition about as close as I can. It's funny because the thing we have to try to avoid, and I'm trying to avoid now, is to play with the scale of things. That's why it's good to just be able to kind of draw on any scale and move things if needed. Because if the plate's too big or small, I can move it. Put that in there. So Pushman is just one of those painters that I think is just absolutely gorgeous. Love all of his work. And they're all like the same theme, and totally a master of composition, in my opinion. You can see just playing with shapes all the time. All right, so get that. This could just be so interesting, a very, very dark painting. But the way in which he's composing it, I mean, it is a very dark painting, but the way he's composing it is really just to really to his benefit. He's using that as a strength. There we go. All right. I think that's good enough. Now I'm going to get in here and start painting. The beautiful thing about this too is that there's just a ton of like burnt umber. Easy thing to start with. Grab a tiny bit of mineral spirits. I'm just gonna. So when I used to do quicker paintings, I still do them, but I was starting to do them. It's really when I began to play with mark making and loosening up. Again, it's almost like there's always a bucket list of things to think about when painting. And that was one that I was always considerate of. Like, if I want to have marks, like I would go to museums, kind of look around, and be like, how the heck did the artist get that? Like, how do they, what's the methodology? So I would then go back. It was always a series of looking and studying and application, go back and forth all the time. I encourage that. Always look, especially the old masters or anything in a museum, really, that you're inspired by. Obviously, I showed some painters that who knows if people would consider them old masters or what, but paint the things that inspire you to paint, and keep your heart moving in the right direction. All right. Let go. I'm going to get this down, but I'm almost positive it's going to be darker. Let's just get a couple moments on here. There's just a beautiful yellow. Let's start to build this. All right, get the green, pop it in there. Kind of mix and find the color. Not quite sure, Pushman has a ton of just beautiful, almost like magical color happening. Like just there's a subtlety of color in his work that I don't think you get till you really kind of dig in there and look. There you go. I don't think I can hit it with this. At the time, I think it's possible that phthalo was around. So that could be the color, but I'm going to go with Viridian just for now. I think to me it's just a better color. I can't stand the phthalos. Definitely feels like there's a blue or a violet going on in there, right in here. It's almost like my painting is so primitive right now in terms of color. Almost like no nuance, but that's fine. Like color block it, kind of get it in just to begin somewhere. Now that color is a hard one to get. I can only imagine it's probably here. The rose. There we go. Probably have to put some more paint out. Things seem like they're dried up a little bit. Alright. You know, and warm up to the painting doesn't mean you have to kind of nail everything. Sometimes just arriving where you need is nice. Like it takes you a little longer to get to the color and you just need to get something down. That's fine. I've seen plenty of artists that just keep kind of hacking away at it and get the painting eventually to be where they need it, you know. Not always hitting it the first time. See what kind of turquoise I get. Let me put a little bit more white out. Cobalt turquoise would be like a wonderful color for this. Look at that, kind of caking it on. See that wonderful color that you can only get when you're kind of painting even with a brush like this. It's all gnarly. Alright, pull a little, lower that chroma. Get a little green in there. Bring this up and then this comes down. I think I need a tinier brush for that. I'm trying to avoid that. Like that. Alright, that tells me that it's probably just getting a little darker then. But there's also yellow ochre in there. Cut up a little bit. So crazy the color when I look at it on film. When I step back, looks different than what's recorded, but oh well. So much about this blade is just a smacking on of that color right there. All right, get this. Not that I'm wanting to use this little brush, but I wonder maybe it will suit what I'm attempting to do a little bit more. All right, white. I'll lower that chroma right in the center. Right in there. Not get too. Man, it looks so chromatically blue in the center still. Crazy. Alright, that's good enough for now. Get a little more burn number. Burn number out. So warm in that background, even though it's not in the reference. So I'm gonna try to lower that. Just getting the burn number down first. It's actually a methodology I kind of used to do when I still when I do the 1 days. Just knock in a color and then tap it wet into wet to its destination. Wonderful way to paint. Let's see if I can just knock a little darker. Get this just a little more contrast. Again, a little poster study like this, and to me there's so much room for play. I don't want to get too finicky. Let's get the rest. Let's get the ground in down here. Apply some green. There you go. Mineral spirits. Loosen that up a touch. Get this down. How dark that is. It frames up that plate. It also helps to show just the ground or the background. Probably get a little bit lighter. That blue pops. Holy crap. On the video. It's not that way in the painting. It's a touch on the edge there. Alright. Let's get the yellow horse. Let's get let's draw with a little brush just to get the drawing in the relationships first. Let's get the arm up, the horse. Alright, and then this comes over. This comes down. Comes up. I'll draw the face of the horse as a shape. That. Feel like maybe I'm running out a tiny bit of room here. But that's the horse. The back ends. There. Right. Lower that chroma just a touch. I need to get that black to pop. Like here. For that to be the darkest. So I'm going to put black in there just to get it. Alright, let's go up here. This is actually chrome yellow. I was tinkering with a little bit just to see what it did. I like it. Doesn't I thought it was gonna dry faster, but it doesn't dry fast. I would suggest that, Pushman was probably using a lot of lead white, but I don't have it on the palette right now, so I don't particularly care, but I just build it up a little more impasto. Kind of get the feel. He's got beautiful just specks of color through his work. Hard not to want to put all that like little detail and stuff. But, I'm going to suggest, of course, try to resist the urge. Put in just details everywhere. But that's kind of the silhouette of it. I mean, that's enough to be able to see the picture. That just kind of pulls up. The color feels a little better now. This is what I used to do, just go back over and kind of pull up some paint in areas and then pop back into the wet. You get a different mark than if you just kind of put it on like you're painting a wall or something. Not a thing I'm looking to do. Alright, now let's get in here. Go low chroma green. And then this now sets this up to come lighter. All right, and then that's got to kind of go around the edge. Interesting. There's like a chromatic green there. Just looks like nice radiant. Look at the design of that though. Intentional. Pull the green back throughout. Let's go back up here. and now hit the top plane a little bit lighter. And then back up. All right, now a little black just to draw the back of it. Leaf down there. Wow, that green just gets gobbled up. Viridian too will just get kind of gobbled. You can see he's got some tapestry or something in the background. I think that's what that is. It adds a green streak, but it really pulls everything together. The looseness of it brings a nice little energy, I think, as well. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Wrap it up here. Definitely some kind of a pale violet in there or something. Oh wow, it's actually a color I use. Michael Harding brand, good stuff. Not to get too much into the weeds, but the color in there is just phenomenal. The plate, what he's doing. Nice and loose in areas. I like it. this up over here. Oh, the leaf in there. Blue, green. Such a nice balance, just colors. I think he's probably using phthalo, probably new at the time. I don't know. You don't want to turn it into a dinky little painting, but anyway, that's good enough. It's a little flat in areas, but I don't particularly care. Could of course always keep carving into it, like round out the face of the here. You know, give it a little bit more form, but it doesn't particularly have to. But, yeah, maybe a tiny bit more. Alright, that's good enough. One more spot. There we go. Just to clean it one little touch more. All right.